as far as the Spurs are concerned. They were able to do whatever they wanted to in there.
You know, if you take away one positive, maybe Mike Conley's busted out.
Yeah.
You know, since that leg injury, but
and the team fought well to come back.
They did absolutely. Day off tomorrow. We fly out tonight. And, of course, Wednesday night against Golden State. You ready to give away $100?
Let's do it.
All right, a $100 Amazon gift card brought to you, of course, by Les Olson Company, your office technology partner, and Kiki, keeping out the chill. The Jazz first half shooting tonight with custom jazz quilt. I like that. Jordan Clarkson, like gingerbread version.
Look at that.
Good.
All things JC.
I like it, yeah. All things JC. Watching from American Fork, Utah, new Christmas Jordan Clarkson jerseys. Opened those up, I bet, bright eyes yesterday. And more Jazz gear. I'm sure that a lot of presents opened on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning with some gear from the Jazz team store. All right.
Yeah, 4 really good ones.
Let's line them up. And
line them up, fellas.
It's, you know, whoever bought the jerseys or even made the gingerbread cookie, you're going to get some money back.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the cookie, it looks like the theme was Jordan Clarkson or Jazz gear, but I like the cookie one. I like it. That's creative. Innovative $400.
And you know why? Because he's a cookie monster. You don't see what happens on plane when we fly. It's all about cookies.
That's right.
It's all about cookies. So that's just a hint for the next time we do Where You Watching. All right, guys. Hey, we'll be in the locker room. You'll hear from Will Hardy, and we'll see you Wednesday night from San Francisco Jazz Warriors. Should be fun. See you then.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. And as we say goodbye to San Antonio, Craig Bolerjack, you are the winner for Who You Got. Everybody knows this is a favorite game for all people, even the ones that don't get the victory. But Bowler, Conley, and Clarkson pulled through for you tonight. 29.6 is the average. They had 42 tonight. Kessler was in the positive. Jazz bench, not so much. And Jazz points overall. There was a question whether they'd get there. They did tonight. But Bowler, victorious. And let's see what our total count is now, because everybody's in the hunt and chasing Mike Smith. So I think that gets Bowler to, I want to say 9, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I don't know if we have that, but Bowler's at 9.
There you go, right there, 9.
Big T at 10,
Yep.
Smitty at 12,
Yes.
and Holly at 5.
All right, well, they're headed to take on the Warriors in San Francisco. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More Jazz postgame is on the way. Mike Conley shooting himself out of the slump, burying another 3.
All of Sonic's under.
The Jazz just could not get the ball to drop tonight. That Malik Beasley 3 at the end that went all the way down in and then out to get the game within 1 point was pretty symbolic of the game, you could say. There was a point I tweeted out in the third quarter. I think there was 6 minutes left in the third quarter. We were down by 18. Jordan Clarkson lost his shoe. I said, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about this game. And, man, it just felt like the Jazz knew that they were going to win and that they were the better team, and they kind of just coasted and were trying to keep it close. And even when the Spurs went up by 20-plus points, didn't seem like the Jazz were too concerned. And then, you know, towards the end, they start locking in, playing defense, and you just think, you know, if you play a couple more possessions that hard, you win. You win the game. We lose, what was it, 122, 126. Really, the story to me is the three-point line. I think everyone, that's pretty obvious. We shot 30% from the three, and only made 13, launched up 43. But early in the game, it even felt like Coach had told the guys, hey, just keep shooting. They're going to fall eventually. And while I agree with that and like the mentality of it, at some point you've got to realize when your shot's not falling, especially as a team, and just go in and get a few extra buckets, a few extra easy buckets to get your groove going. You know what I'm saying? When I coached, I'd just say, look, just find a rhythm. Your shot's gonna fall. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. And for whatever reason, this Jazz team doesn't understand that. Oh man, and really, if you look at it, Clarkson goes 5 for 7, shoots 71%. So of those 14 threes that we hit, Clarkson hits 5 of them. Jordan Clarkson goes 2 for 6. Lauri.
You mean Conley?
Sorry, no, Clarkson goes 2 for 6. Conley went 5 for 7. Sexton went 1 for 2. Malik's the one that killed us, man. 2 for 11. And usually he's not like that. Usually he'll shoot a good percentage. And then Lauri only hit 3 for 10, which is unlike him as well. Everyone's in the negative on our team for the plus minus except for Colin Sexton. We'll count Mike Conley because he's at 0. Kessler was at one point. Kessler probably had the worst game of the season, I would say. And then our good and old faithful Rudy Gay that everybody loves was at 6. So really weird game. I think a lot of it had to do with the longer break that we had. And Quin Snyder would always say, you want to be playing good heading into the playoffs, and a few days off might mess that up, especially if you're in a groove. And I feel like that might have been a little bit of what it was. We just had lost our groove. Coach Snyder's on, so I'm going to pass the mic to him real quick.
They're a well-coached, hard-playing young team.
Will Hardy. I am messing up names.
I think there's nights in the NBA where you can't seem to make a shot, and we had one of those. But on top of that, we also need to have a better collective focus on the defensive end, guarding the ball, helping our teammates, shifting and showing a crowd. I just don't think that we did that very well tonight, and the Spurs exposed it. I felt like there were a lot of right-hand drives for their players attacking the rim. It put us in a really tough spot because we did not do a good enough job at the point of attack guarding the ball tonight. And so if you combine that with a night where you don't make threes, which we shoot a bunch of them, you're in for a tough night. And it's a good opportunity for our team to continue to learn that we need to come out with that heightened sense of attention to detail on the defensive end from the very beginning of the game, because we're in the NBA and there's a lot of good players out there. And if you let them get in the rhythm and feel good, they can make a lot of tough shots.
How much did foul trouble on Walker and Jared kind of affect things tonight?
It definitely does in a game like this when you have both of them in foul trouble. You end up going to some lineups again that we haven't gone to very much, but we've got to do a better job as a group of guarding the ball at the point of attack and being early with our help so that we don't commit those fouls. I think a couple of Walker's fouls in particular, like he's a little bit late and he doesn't get to the spot, and so he gets a tough whistle. He's in a hard position defending the rim all the time, and he continues to work very hard at it. But if you couple him being a little bit late with us not doing a good job guarding the ball, you're going to have to get a really good whistle or be perfect in those helping situations to not commit fouls, because sometimes your body's still turning or you don't quite get to the spot. And, this is an offensive league. And so as a defender, you don't have a ton of leeway or gray area that works to your advantage. Like, you have to be really, really good in those details or else you're not going to get a good whistle.
The push that you made in the fourth quarter, what did you see differently defensively in that short time?
I just think our energy rose to the moment. We made a few shots, and all of a sudden the momentum sort of swung in our favor, and we really picked up our energy pursuing the ball, getting into the ball, communicating. And we can't let, again, we can't let making or missing shots impact our energy on that end, because we are going to go through plenty more pockets of this season where we don't make shots. We're going to miss 8 threes in a row. And in those moments, you have to lean on your defense and your energy on that, and you have to be able to separate the two. It's something that as a coach you wish you had the magic formula for. It's the players recognize it and they know it, but in the moment it's hard. You miss a few, you get frustrated, and your brain starts to wander towards that, and you're not as locked in on defense. So again, it's a great opportunity for our team to learn that we have to maintain that focus whether we are making shots or not. I will always credit our team's resilience. Another example of we just won't go away, but it's hard to come back from down 20. You expend a lot of energy to get back, and then you have to be perfect at the end. And again, you're playing really good players. I thought Trey Jones made some tough shots down the stretch, and that's a credit to Trey. But you don't leave yourself much margin for error when you start down 20.
It's a weird start to the night with the game being delayed. And
yeah.
Is that, obviously as a coach, it's different from the players. Does that kind of, because everyone's a creature of habit in this league, and so does that kind of upset the tone?
Oh, absolutely. We're all in the back watching the clock, and all of a sudden 30 minutes gets added to it when the team is about to go out to the court and the coaches are changing into their stuff for the game. And, you do have a rhythm before the game, and that got thrown off. But, we were made aware as soon as it happened as to what was going on. And, we obviously want everybody to stay safe. And we're not the only team that had to deal with that delay tonight. So I think it does throw your rhythm off. But, their team had to wait as well. So in no way is that a reason for the outcome, I don't think.
Could you maybe talk a little bit specifically about the challenges that Jakob presents, and whether that, defensively for you?
When we're on defense?
Yeah.
Jakob is a great screener. He really understands angles, how to set the screens to create that initial advantage, and then he has great feet. He's a really good athlete, and he's quick to get into the pocket and put pressure on your defense. He has great touch on all those little floaters around the rim. He's unbelievably productive, and he's used to not getting many plays called for him, so he knows how to live in those gray areas. He knows how to present himself when you go to help off of him on drives. He knows how to set those screens and then get into the pocket to roll. He's a very good offensive rebounder. I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job on him on the glass, except for maybe there was that one late. He got the tip in the fourth quarter. But Jakob's a guy that I loved coaching. He's really tough, competes hard every night, doesn't ask for anything. Never complains if he gets missed on a play or he's not getting a ton of touches. He's really one of those guys when you hear the term glue guy. He is one of those. He just holds the team together because of what he does on both ends of the floor. So I hate him at the moment, but in a couple hours I'll love him again.
All right, more postgame is on the way. Great play here. Malik Beasley, great bounce pass to the finisher.
So, yeah, they're showing the play of the game where Malik Beasley had the steal and then threw it up the court to Lauri for the dunk. That easily was probably the play of the game, maybe the three-pointer by JC at the end. But we've got some new listeners and people requesting to speak. Before I turn the mic over, I just want to go over these stats real quick. That really were a huge factor into this game. Points in the paint, they beat us 74-52. Second chance points, we actually beat them by 2. And then fast break points. We caught up there at the end, but at one point I believe it was 9-20, and we didn't give up as many fast break points in the second half. We finished the game at 20, or sorry, they had 20 fast break points to our 14 fast break points. And really, turnovers weren't that big of a deal. We only had 12 turnovers, but to have 20 fast break points off of only 12 turnovers doesn't really matter how many turnovers you have. So our first speaker that we've got, I think we've seen you in here before. Cool Danny, pharmacist. Go ahead, man. The mic's yours.
He's still a listener on my screen.
Is he? Oh, try and request again. It for some reason I accepted that you wanted to speak, but it looks like it didn't approve you. Armani, let's go to you first while he requests to speak.
I really don't have much to say about this game because I didn't even really get to see the whole thing. I really don't want to make a loose comment, so I'm just like trying to catch up and figure out what happened. I seen some of the game, and I seen Lauri was cooking, especially his physicality getting towards the basket. That was a little joy to see, and I think he ended up with 13, 14 free throws. Can't remember. I did see that Malik Beasley just wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
For like I don't know, maybe I watched like out of the 48 minutes, I maybe watched 28, 29 minutes. So I really don't want to comment too much.
Okay, no worries. Danny, cool Danny, you're on, buddy. I just accepted you. You gotta unmute yourself. Okay, let's go to Kevin. And Danny, if you can get it figured out, just go ahead and start talking.
I think he's off mute. We'll see. Give him a second.
Oh, he's requesting again. Weird. It's not.
Well, while he figures it out, I haven't. I didn't even watch the fourth quarter. I turned it off.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Danny.
Go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I'm in Nigeria, and I'm in Nigeria first of all.
Awesome.
I've been on your spaces maybe twice. I like the Jazz. I started following the Utah Jazz like 2 years ago. So, and my favorite player was Donovan Mitchell, though he's no longer playing for the Utah Jazz. My observations, I think the Jazz should play more through Lauri Markkanen. I think he's very efficient when you watch him. I get frustrated when I see Jordan Clarkson jack up so many shots, like taking away potential attempts from Markkanen. Like, this guy should be taking minimum of at least 20 shots a game. Like, some nights they don't play through him. Like, he doesn't take so many attempts, and I think it costs them some wins. In the first half of this game, like, Clarkson was nowhere to be found. Like,
yeah.
So, I think I don't know. I also feel maybe a trade is coming. Some of these guys are probably going to be traded away, and but Markkanen could easily average 40 on this team. Like, the way he plays, if they should just feed him with the ball. That's just my observation. Thank you for letting me speak on your spaces.
Yeah, I love hearing people from around the world. What time is it in Nigeria right now?
This is 5 a.m., 5:24 a.m.
So do you get up for most games to watch?
Sure, I do.
Awesome. Yeah, so I don't think you're alone as far as the Jordan Clarkson frustration. Looking at it tonight, even last game, I said I wish the shot attempts would switch places with Markkanen and Clarkson. Clarkson shot 19 field goals tonight, only one more than Lauri. And Lauri shot 3 more three-point attempts, but missed 2 more than Clarkson. So Lauri had 32 points tonight. Really shot the ball pretty well. The only place he didn't shoot it as well as he normally does is 3-pointers. But yeah, he's an efficient player. I hope that those numbers continue to switch. Clarkson, they shot about the same from the field. Markkanen shot 44 from the field, and Clarkson shot 42% from the field. So not a huge difference there. But tonight I really feel like Beasley not shooting well. He only shot 18% from the 3-point line and 25% from the field.
Yikes.
Yeah, he's a guy that he's really been performing well, and so that hurts us tonight more than Clarkson. I agree, though, that Clarkson at times, he just is not making the greatest decisions. Last podcast, I mentioned how I feel like Clarkson's a little bit more clutch than Beasley, and you saw he hit the big shot at the end to get us within 3 points. And really, that's where I see Clarkson fitting in. He had that really nice fast break where he dished it off to Kessler, and then Kessler dunked it. We had multiple 3-on-1s where, for whatever reason, the guy with the ball just takes it to the guy in front of him instead of just passing it off and getting an easy layup or an easy dunk. I feel like that's really what hurt us as well. We had some good defensive plays, got out in transition, but then just didn't make the pass. The easy, simple pass. The ball movement was terrible tonight. I kind of feel like Popovich sat over Christmas break and just watched Will Hardy and probably knew Will Hardy's tendencies, and so maybe there was a slight advantage there. Popovich coaching against one of his mentors or mentees. But as far as assists, we only had 20 assists, but let's see. Usually I like to be in the 30 range, but let's see how many field goals we made here. Field goals made 39, so about half, and then 13 threes. Just felt like the ball was not moving. Honestly, the Spurs just aren't that great of a team, and we were kind of playing with fire the whole game. I felt like that we were just coasting, really.
I told you this was a game I was kind of like,
Yeah, it just... Go ahead, Kevin.
I just want to add on to what Cool Danny was saying, because I agree with him 100%. And I know you put a lot on Beasley, but I give Beasley a pass because I give him a pass because he's a shooter. He's a pure shooter, and shooters have off nights. Unless your name's like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, like shooters have off nights, and they're going to have off nights. I turned the game off after the third quarter because I just got sick and tired of watching Clarkson run the damn ball down the court, run around for 24 seconds, and then walk down on defense and stand around because he was too effing tired to play defense because he didn't want to pass the ball on offense. He just wanted to freaking run around and just play with the damn ball.
Almost lose the ball. I watched this every goddamn game.
And I just
every damn game.
And I was livid because here's this guy that I'm supposed to have faith in our front office and our freaking ownership, and they're talking about re-signing this guy, and all he wants to do is just make our team worse.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to give the ball to the guy who is the proven scorer.
Y'all spitting tonight. I like this.
I wish they would have come back and won. I really do, but I couldn't watch it anymore because I was getting so livid with Clarkson, and I love him as a player and I love him as a person, but I just can't. When you can't have that kind of play out of someone with the responsibility of a starter. If you're gonna play like that, get your ass on the bench. Like, I don't care if you want to play like that with 18 to 20 minutes off the bench. That's fine. let's put Sexton back in the starting lineup. Someone who actually will attempt to move the ball around and get his other players involved every once in a while, because all he wants to do is play hero ball. It's like, I don't know if Donovan's in his ear or Donovan told him, like, hey, now that I'm gone, it's your job to be the freaking hero on the team. I don't know.
That's fun.
It's
Sorry.
hardy too. It is hardy too. Don't you fret. It is hardy
And
too.
that's why what Markkanen is doing is very fantastic. Imagine if you put Markkanen in an offense where the ball was moving, like.
Yeah.
Even more efficient. Like, he's playing with Clarkson, with Nikhil. Like, most of these guys are people that want to just either dribble or shoot. Like, just hold on to the ball and shoot when the clock is about to expire. Like,
It's bad when even Conley gives up and stops trying to call for the ball from Clarkson, like he did in the third quarter tonight. Conley was just standing around because he knew it was a useless cause. Like, oh, sorry, I'm done talking.
There was a play with.
Oh man, yeah, Kevin, thank you. You hit my heart. My heart is pumping right now. Thank you.
There was a play with.
The marketing train is becoming bigger and bigger every game. I love it.
There's a play with Clarkson. He had a really easy reverse layup on the left side of the court and didn't take it for whatever reason, and then kind of pump fake and does his pivots all over, and then just shot one up, and it's like, man, just, it's like
play within the offense, my guy. It's not that deep. Like, just play within the offense. You see how Colin Sexton could get down the lane. You have way more ability than Sexton does.
I think the most frustrating thing, if he just play within himself and trying to be something that he's not. Like, I think that's why he was so much better as a sixth man, because he knew who he was and he knew what his role. And I think now that Will Hardy is like giving him this
his
like atonement as a starter, and the like heir apparent to like,
here's my thing. Here's my thing with JC, right? I like JC. He's very talented, right? But we know what we're going to get from him. When people say, JC's playing so much better than now that he's a starter, I'm watching the game. I'm like, he's playing absolutely no different than what he was on the bench. I said the only thing is that right now his 3-point shot is falling. When his 3-point shot is not falling, none of that shit that he does looks pretty.
See, and I think Clarkson loves the ooh and ah. He's kind of a flashier person. I know he's quieter, but I think he really does love when the crowd goes, oh, and so when there's an easy bust.
He's all about the hero ball.
Yeah, when there's an easy bucket, it's like he is amazing at hitting those off-balance shots and shots that most players couldn't hit, and he's very talented in that sense. But, yeah, he needs to play within himself and really just take the easy shot and the easy pass. Like the pass to Kessler tonight was his most impressive play, right? I thought, oh, he's gonna ram this down their throat and try and do it one-on-one. And if he could have more plays like that where it's fast break, 3-on-2, and he dishes it to the big guy for the dunk, that's where he will be at his best. But
here's my thing with JC, right? Is that as good as he is offensively, he's just as bad defensively. Yeah. Equal. He's a complete neutral on the court. The thing is that made him look a little better is that he passed the ball a little bit more earlier within the season. Is he doing that as of right now? Not quite the same level that he was doing at the beginning of the season, popping the ball around. But he's doing a decent job. His best ability is his shot creation. Right?
Well, the thing is when he was passing the ball, he wasn't going so hard on offense. Right. He actually had some energy to play defense.
Right.
When he stopped passing the ball, he was a little bit
aggressive on defense.
Yes.
Back earlier in the season and all that. Yeah.
See, and what I thought was interesting too is, as the game was winding down, we really needed to stop, and Sexton was having a good game, and for him not to be in those closing minutes when we needed to stop, was kind of baffling to me. I know
because Hardy put his best friend on the damn court.
well, and the same thing goes for Kessler. I know it wasn't his best game, but you just get dominated in the paint, and to not have Kessler in there finishing to at least try and affect the shots.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, so we're going to pass the mic over to Dallin. He just requested and hasn't got a chance to speak. So, Dallin, give us the truth and the wisdom that is within you.
I like that.
If he's there.
Come on, do it,
I
Clark.
know you're there, Braveheart. I got to show these guys his profile picture on YouTube. Hey, Kevin, can you make sure the YouTube stream's going all right?
Yeah, I'll check it. I've been so lit, I haven't had time to check it. I'll do it right now. No, I'm on.
Here we go. Dallin's on. Maybe. You were speaking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Here you go.
Yep.
Maybe.
Okay.
Are you out driving, or are you?
He's probably fighting off like his 12 kids trying to get, speaking time.
Well, around the association, Brooklyn took down Cleveland, and I watched the Boston and Milwaukee game on Christmas. Both those games, you've got to imagine those teams are going to be top 4 in the East, and it got me really excited just to watch playoff basketball, whether the Jazz are in it or not, because the intensity is better. They, are running plays and actually trying to work as a team to win the game. Really fantastic games watching them. Tatum had a dunk over Giannis. If you haven't seen the meme or the poster yet, it is the Christmas poster to get your kids. Minnesota loses again. Did Rudy play tonight? Because when Rudy was out, and Cat, quite honestly, they're just way better. And the deal that we've got from them in the trade just seems better and better. They've got to be kicking themselves right now as far as the Rudy Gobert trade. They lose to Miami Heat by 3. The Clippers beat Detroit. I actually saw some tweets that was an awesome game. I'll have to go back and watch highlights. Charlotte and Portland are at it in the third quarter. Portland's up by 6. And then you've got New Orleans Pelicans beating Indiana, and the Houston Rockets beating Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are really falling apart. What's going on with Chicago? Is Levine or DeRozan, is that somebody that the Jazz could go after in a trade?
See, I think they would be more likely to be buyers than sellers, because I think there's a lot of pressure on them to do something instead of selling. But that's just kind of my thought.
What would they buy from us, though?
JC, take him.
JC for Levine?
Second-round draft pick.
I mean, JC and Levine are basically the same player, so maybe they just need a fresh start in new places. Levine was a 2-time All-Star at one point.
They just need ball back. They need ball back and healthy. That's what they're missing.
I forgot that he was even on that team.
Yeah, I don't know when Lonzo comes back, but man, they're missing that leadership. I mean, it's so weird to say that about Lonzo Ball, but they're missing that leadership. They're missing that just what he does for that team. Like he's the glue. It's really weird to say that, but he's the glue.
I'm honestly at the point to wherever we can get rid of JC, let's do it. I don't know about you guys.
What if he at the point? Just put him in the damn trade waiver. We're a better team without him.
Like, if you notice tonight, every time that we caught back up, he was off the floor.
Yeah.
Dude, he was minus 26 at one point.
Oh my gosh. What did he finish with? Let's check that.
Minus
Clarkson,
8.
minus
he got to
8.
go in the fourth quarter, obviously.
So I tweeted out something. I said, whoever comments first, I'll make a YouTube video about whatever you want in the Utah Jazz. And somebody said, Rudy Gay's defense. So I've been digging into his defense quite a bit, and I know we say he's a good defender, but throughout his career, he's really not that great. So I think, man, tonight, honestly, to me, it was just a weird game. Like, diving into all of this stuff, to me, it just felt like we took good shots. There were a lot of shots that went in and out, and the ball just was not falling. That, had we played like we usually do, taking open shots, hit the open shots, we easily win this game. And I give part of that credit to the break. Christmas break, players take it off with their family. They enjoy their time. They should. But everything was just a little bit off, just barely off. And
yeah, I think we started our losing streak last time, the long one.
After Christmas?
When we had that, just like in the last month where we had like a 5-game losing streak. I think we had 3 days off before that. So I think there's something to like playing cold. And I think we were just not in the swing of things. And we're going to have these because we've played way more games than the rest of the league. So we're going to have big breaks. So we got to learn how to come back from breaks and not because the All-Star break is coming up obviously too. So
yeah, I think the break and the rest was good for us. And honestly, we could have easily won this game, but yeah, the shots weren't there. I feel like the effort also wasn't there until like the very end. Like I said, we were coasting. And that's back to your point, Kevin, about Beasley. Like, it's not his fault at all. I think his effort was there, and his shots just weren't falling. But it's like a few other guys, if you could have given a little bit more effort. And the guy that always stands out to me is Vanderbilt, right? Like, there's plays that just drive me insane. He took 2 threes, missed both of them. But one of them he missed. It was, I believe, at the top left of the key. And the ball bounces, and they go on a fast break. And he's the last guy trotting back on defense. How are you at the 3-point line? You know where your shot's usually going to go if you're the shooter. How are you the last guy trotting back? Like, you should be sprinting back and defending because you missed the shot. And it just plays like that. I'm probably preaching to the choir here that just drive me insane with Vanderbilt.
No, he could not stay in front of that Keldon Johnson kid. That kid ate him for lunch.
Yeah, I don't think he's that great of a I think he's a good on-ball defender, and at times he'll swipe and get steals, and when he wants to, he can play the passing lanes, but that's what's so frustrating is you see him do it, and it's not consistent, and the effort is just not there. So I tweeted out I would love to see Zach Collins from the Spurs on our team. I know he played at Gonzaga too. He seems like a guy that just kind of does the dirty work. He fouled out again, basically like Vanderbilt does, and he's a nice little player. He doesn't have a huge role with the Spurs, but I feel like he's a player that has a lot of toughness and can rebound for you.
I always liked him on Portland. So
yeah, me too.
Kind of wished he was a nice backup big. So.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to one of the shops here in Utah. Let me get I got a signed Lauri Markkanen picture. Hang on just a second. I'm going to show this on YouTube, so you guys on Twitter Spaces are kind of missing out. But he's going to be promoting our podcast in his shop. The shop he just opens. It's Record Shack and Collectibles. And I got this sweet Lauri Markkanen signed picture from him. I believe he still has a Markkanen jersey for sale. He's got Will Hardy pictures for sale, Malik Beasley. But what a better time to get it than right before Markkanen becomes an All-Star. If you haven't voted yet, go vote for Lauri. I've been voting every day, and yesterday was triple votes. And then I believe January 1st is also one vote is worth 3 votes. So go get our boy in the All-Star game. We got to have somebody. We've got to have somebody, and he's the man that needs to be in the All-Star game.
I
I swear on my life, if JC gets an All-Star bid, I'm done. I'm done with the NBA.
No, I actually voted for Malik Beasley like once or twice. But another story that came out tonight is Sabonis for the Kings had a fracture, a ligament fracture. I don't know how ligaments fracture, but in his thumb, and he was contemplating whether or not to play through it. But the Kings have kind of been on a roll right now, and that'll be a huge blow. I've been voting for Sabonis as well. I've been a big fan of his since he's been in the league. I think he's a great player and does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. As far as did you guys watch the Denver? What was that game last night? The Denver Memphis game that went into OT.
Phoenix? Oh, Denver, Phoenix.
Phoenix. My bad. The Grizzlies were before that. I was really pulling for the Suns to beat them, but with the updated standings right now, we're 1 game out of 5th place behind Phoenix Suns and 4 games out of 1st place. Denver Nuggets are still there. New Orleans Pelicans and Memphis Grizzlies are sitting 2nd and 3rd, and then the Clippers are 2.5 games out of 1st. I'm not scared of Phoenix Suns, honestly. I think they're a mess. And out of the 4 top teams right now, Nuggets, New Orleans, and Memphis, Nuggets, New Orleans, Grizzlies, Clippers. I think the Clippers are the scariest team. To me, I'm just scared of Kawhi, though.
Honestly, I still think New Orleans is the scariest team, but we beat them 3 times, so I can't say that with a straight face.
Yeah, that's why I probably wouldn't pick them. If we would have lost one of those games to them, I would probably say so. But we also beat them without Ingram. So once they get Ingram back, you got McCollum, Zion, Valanciunas. Yeah, they've got a good squad. I'm not scared of the Nuggets either, to be honest, unless Jokic is just balling out of control at all moments. And Jamal Murray, he's kind of coming back, but I don't think he's ever going to hit the same player that he used to be.
I want no part of Jokic Murray playoff. I want no part of playoff version of those two.
You have PTSD from the bubble.
Well, I mean, maybe a little bit on Murray, but you go back and you pull Jokic's lifetime career playoff numbers and tell me you want any part of that. Pull his career playoff numbers and tell me you want any part of that. I think LeBron is like the only person who performs better overall in the playoffs than he does. The dude is a beast in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He always shows up in the playoffs.
Okay, out of the top 4, I mean, which one are you most confident we can beat? Clippers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, or Nuggets? The Jazz. Which one do the Jazz match up with best?
Clippers.
Oh.
Just
really?
because I don't trust George and Paul both to stay healthy. That's the only reason. But if you're telling me all 4 of those teams are healthy, I say we don't have a chance to beat any 4 of them.
Yeah,
Not in hell.
I'm probably with you too.
Not in hell. Not in hell do we have a chance to beat any 4 of them. But of those 4, Paul, George, and Kawhi have had the most trouble staying on the court over the last 3 seasons, and so that's why I would pick them. But honestly, I don't think we have a chance to beat any of them. Maybe Memphis, just because of lack of experience, but
yeah. So we beat the Nuggets 1 time. They beat us twice. I'm not sure on the Clippers, but that's what I would say. Like if we were to match up against someone, I would go with New Orleans because we beat them 3 times. We've also beat Memphis twice. And I would just say the experience for those 2 teams would be a better matchup for us because we might be able to figure it out. I think we match up nice with the Pelicans for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, but I just think when you throw Ingram in there, we talked about this on one of them, like it just screws up all of our matchups.
See,
like it changes
that's how
everything.
That's why I think the West might be winnable this year more than any other years.
Well, who was it who was talking on ESPN the other day? Like, someone was saying, like, nobody in the West is scared of anybody. Like, everybody's like, anybody at any time can win this. Like, there's like 7 or 8 teams that legitimately could come out of the West.
Well,
give up a few assets, not all of them, just a few to get a few players that can push us a little further.
Yeah, I think I really am with you too, Dallin. I think we're just 1 or 2 different players to add some defense and rebounding or just simply toughness to the team that might put us in contention or, the top 4.
Oh, you're fine.
But the Nuggets, they've only got 11 losses, and one of them's from us. The most, we don't care about League Pass. The Pelicans only have 12 losses. 3 of them are from us. And the Grizzlies only have 12 losses. 2 of them are from us. So, like, the top 3 teams, I honestly don't think that the Jazz would be scared of any of those 3 just because we've beat them. With the Nuggets, the ones that we have lost, I believe were close games. I know one was a 5-point game. Maybe they blew us out in one of them. I can't remember.
Well, the one that we beat them was the first game of the season, and we came out and we blitzed them, and I think we caught them off guard.
Yeah, they seemed a little bit off on that game too.
And then all the games that we beat the Grizzlies, I don't think Morant's played either one of them. And then Brandon Ingram missed all 2 3/4 of the Pelicans games.
Yeah, the Memphis ones, they didn't have Jaren Jackson, which he would just probably eat us alive.
I don't mean to use injuries as excuses because we weren't at 100% when we played any of those games either. So, I mean, it's hard to sit here and say that,
And we just lost to the Spurs.
Yeah, but those are some pretty big names. I mean, so.
I think one thing we're forgetting, too, is how bad are we missing Olynyk right now?
Bad.
Like, because we got Conley back, and it's like, oh, thank goodness. Are we going to have the same feeling when Olynyk gets back?
Well, he's our best passer besides Conley. So, I mean, imagine how our offense will flow with him back.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays tonight, we win for sure because he hits one of those threes.
Well, that and he's
spaces
not
the
floor.
floor.
Defender, but he clogs up the paint. So
yeah, and at halftime, the assistant coach Skeeter, what's his name? I don't.
Lamar Skeeter.
Lamar Skeeter. He said, we've got to stay committed to our spacing, and I feel like that's something that goes so unnoticed with Olynyk. I know I'm always hard on him about certain things, but he really does space the floor nicely because he can pop out to the 3 and he opens a lane. And then if the lane collapses, we kick it out. He shoots it for a 3.
He'd have put a hard pick on JC himself and taken the ball away from him.
Yep. All right, well, we are back at it. Oh, when are we back at it? Let me check the schedule.
I know there's a bunch of gaps in between our schedules now.
I think we're at 8 p.m. game next on the West Coast.
On my birthday.
This break has got me just enjoying myself. When's your birthday, Kevin?
Wednesday.
Oh, is there a game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna win against the Warriors.
Oh yeah, the Warriors. So Wednesday we've got the Warriors, 8 p.m. Then we've got Sacramento. Kind of a bummer that Sabonis is. We'll see if he's out or not, but he can't be playing full strength.
I don't know if I'm liking this Kevin agreeing that we're gonna win stuff. Like reverse psychology.
Just for his birthday, at least for his birthday.
Well, I mean, considering the fact that Golden State is sitting JaMychal Green, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, and Andre Iguodala, I feel pretty confident that we're going to win.
Who did they beat on Christmas? Was it that they just had those guys playing?
Man, I didn't watch a lot of.
I didn't watch anything on the Christmas. Draymond Green played, and he might play again on the 26th. He's day-to-day. But Wiggins is for sure out. Steph is for sure out. Iguodala has been out for a while. And Jermichael Green could be back, but we'll see.
How is the NBA website and app so terrible at times? Like, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and it has the day and who we play, but it doesn't say where it's at. It doesn't say who's the home team and who isn't. Like,
I know it's on the road for sure.
So I know Golden State is on the road. Is Sacramento in Sacramento? I think so, because it's a 10 p.m. start.
One on the road with them, I think. But.
And then Miami, we've got December 31st. So
at Sacramento, home at Miami, home at Sacramento. Then we go to Houston, Chicago. We go to Memphis, and then Homeboy comes and plays us on the 10th.
Homeboy.
That's gonna be. Ooh. It's gonna be a spicy game. You missed a really just passionate, good podcast till like 1 o'clock in the morning the other night, Jordan.
Where?
Salt City. Like it was surprising. I don't normally join his pods because they're usually just him monologuing while he's drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like his.
He opened it up and let everyone chat, and it was as good as one of your pods easily, and there was a lot of really good different
opinions.
Yes, like it was really good. Like Dallin was in there talking, I got in there talking. There's actually a couple journalists, like low key Salt Lake journalists that he gets in there and talks. So
well, bro, tag me in it next time and I'll join.
Well, I knew it was past your bedtime. So
no, we were up till like 2 a.m. wrapping Christmas presents. Man.
I should have. It was really good. It was pretty sick. Me and Dallin, I think we're both there till late.
No, I've asked that guy if he'll come on ours. I don't know if he wants to just because it's a different show, but I think he
might be big timing you. That's all I'm saying. He thinks pretty highly of himself.
Yeah,
he does.
He might have stole that idea of letting everyone talk from me because let's be honest, Jazzketball was the first one to do it.
And
I didn't want you to feel like we were traitoring on you or anything.
No.
And it went surprisingly well because he's very, very opinionated in everything he says. That I just didn't think he would be very open to anybody who said anything kind of outside his thought process. But he was, even when people said stuff he didn't agree with, he was either drunk enough that he let it fly, or he would build upon it. So it was very surprising. Like I thought he would be very argumentative and like, no, you totally got it wrong, because like he gets really passionate about his way of thinking.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a different perspective because, like, I've listened to a couple of his monologues, is what I call them, because he just gets up and talks for 45 minutes and you listen to him. But I really enjoyed it, and it was interesting. He recorded it. It's like a freaking 4-hour podcast if you ever have 4 hours to waste and you want to listen to it.
Well, I would love to be able to, like, do a show with him where we could both just put it on our channels, because it's like, dude, we're both Jazz fans. Like, let's just, promote each other's stuff. But I don't know if he would be open to it either. So, yeah, I'd be down to get on his though. It'd be fun.
Breaking news.
What?
Maury just posted something. Utah Jazz, Atlanta discuss potential 3-team trade.
No, was that the one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it failed. That was the one with Vanderbilt and Beasley and us getting Collins and the Suns getting.
I didn't see the second paragraph. When I saw it on Twitter, I only saw the first paragraph that it failed because we wanted multiple first-round pricks.
Those pricks.
I know. I didn't see who was actually involved in it. That it was Vanderbilt, Beasley. Oh, interesting.
Well,
that's all we had. How can we expect to give up Vanderbilt and Beasley and we get back Collins, and we want multiple picks.
Yeah, I'm thinking they asked for the multiple picks because John Collins is only in his second year in a big contract. But I mean, there had to
get rid of him.
There had to have been, like, you would have think the Jazz would have done that had it been John Collins and just one pick.
Like this is what worries me a little bit about Danny. Like, after he made the big trade with Minnesota and Cleveland, like, the word is out. Like, I just hope that his pride and greed is not getting in the way of us doing what's right for the team. Like, I just don't think he's going to continue to get that level going forward.
Yeah, those were amazing trades. I think Cleveland would probably say that that was a fair trade right now. To be honest, Minnesota has just been a terrible organization for 20-plus years. So I think it might take some time for that to die down. But yeah, I think there's a concern there that, you know, if we did need to pull off another trade, that someone would feel like they're getting fleeced again.
Because you're gonna tell me, like, if we could get one unprotected first-round draft pick from, like, Phoenix, 2024, 2025, unprotected because Paul will be gone, and John Collins, that's not worth Crowder and that's not worth Beasley and Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it is. I'm with you there, Kevin.
Like, am I crazy to think that's not good value?
No.
I mean, basically, you're like getting rid of. Yes.
Are you ordering French fries?
Yeah. No, basically you're getting rid of, like, Beasley for a first rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, with his salary, I guess it would match more with Collins, but.
See,
I mean, because, like, you have to believe that Collins comes over here, and that contract on this team looks really good after he starts playing better. Like, the only reason the contract looks bad is because he's playing like shit in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But if he comes over here and starts putting up 20 and 10, which I believe he's more than capable of doing, we can move him next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I almost am valuing Beasley more than Clarkson right now. So, like, if you could do a Clarkson, and Clarkson's cheaper than Beasley. If you could do Clarkson and Vanderbilt for Collins, oh, man, I would do that right now. Right freaking now.
I mean, I'll throw freaking Clarkson in there for just shits and giggles.
So you throw in Beasley, Vanderbilt, and Clarkson for Collins?
Well, that's just because I'm pissed off at JC right now. It's not a fair trade, but I think if I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at this trade, like, we give up Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley would be sent to Phoenix, Crowder and another player or two would end up in Atlanta, and Utah would receive John Collins and the possibility of picks.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would do that.
You send me one pick. You send me a 2024 pick. And you could even make a top 5 protected.
Come on, Atlanta, pick up the phone again. Jay Crowder needs to be freed. He needs to be in the league playing. We need Collins. You guys need whatever you need, and freaking pick the phone up again.
I mean, and if you don't think that's enough, you know, make it. Give me a 2024 top 8 protected for 2024, and then unprotected in 2025, and then throw in a second rounder from freaking Atlanta, and let's make it happen.
Let's go.
Like, we don't need 2 firsts. Like, don't be greedy. Like, Collins is worth himself 2 first rounds. I personally believe he comes in the system, plays next to freaking Markkanen. Like, 20
yeah,
and 10
they'd be awesome together.
Losing a shooter like Beasley, I mean, we would be we'd be desperate for shooters though after.
No, we would be fine because JC would go back to the damn bench.
Markkanen would get all those shots.
I'd rather keep Beasley than JC, honestly. And I love JC.
I don't mind JC off the bench. Like, I think JC's a more consistent shooter off the bench.
Yeah, that needs to be experimented with this season.
And it doesn't need to be because he's done it for the last 4 seasons for us.
Yeah. I'm just saying with the new coach, with Coach Hardy needs to try that out because it worked great for us the last few years.
I mean, and that's the thing is, like, Beasley has such good value right now. I don't know how long he's going to hold the value, and that's why I'd rather move him now instead of JC.
Yeah.
And JC, it's tough because JC, if you can move him now, JC's just hard to move because he's got the player option after this season, and he's going to opt out. And
yeah,
so
you might have to do a sign and trade or something.
He just doesn't have a lot of value like Beasley does. So I think you have to hold on to him. And if you do hold on to him and he walks at the end of the season, I'm okay with that because I don't necessarily want to be really good next year. But that's just me personally because I want to keep a 2024 pick. But damn, can you imagine lining up Markkanen? Can you imagine an Olynyk, Markkanen, Collins?
No, I'm thinking Kessler, Collins, Lauri, Beasley, Conley. Oh.
I know you're not an Olynyk fan, but I think these last 5 games have shown you how important he is in the starting lineup.
I know, but I think that if you have Collins, it's either Kessler or Olynyk, and I just think that I really do believe Olynyk would just be fire off the bench with the second unit. Especially if you get a guy like Collins, we'll see. But maybe, Kevin, you'll wake up on your birthday and a deal will have gone through and we will have John Collins wrapped up in some beautiful wrapping paper with a candle on top just for your birthday.
Who, Collins?
I doubt it.
What is Collins? Collins is too big and slow to play the 2, right?
Oh, yeah. He's almost a center.
Okay. I'm not super familiar with him.
Yeah, he's a big dude. But he can shoot the 3.
I think he's 6'9", 230 or something like that.
Okay, so he's a 3 at the most.
No. He's played center. I'm telling you, he's played center. He's a long dude. I would say he's longer than Markkanen, but...
Okay, so 6'9", 226. So smaller than Markkanen, but definitely more athletic than Markkanen. So he's probably a 3 next to Markkanen.
Yeah, he's just a scorer, man. He can shoot the 3. He can go inside. He's a hustle player. I like Collins.
He cannot shoot the 3 this season.
No. He's having a terrible season. That's why they're trying to move him. Maybe he's just partying too much lately.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, if we move Beasley and Vanderbilt and we want to put Clarkson on the bench, who do we play at the 2?
Sexton
and Conley? I don't like that at all.
Ochai. I don't know.
No, I don't like that either.
Figure it out once we get there. I'm going to hop off, though. I just got a banner on NBA.com. It says NBA AllStar Voting, presented by AT&T. Your vote counts 3 times today. Vote now. I don't know why it counts 3 times today, but it does. I swear I had a schedule. So
no, it's midnight on the East Coast. Voting just reset.
Oh,
that's all.
Okay. All right. Well, go vote for Lauri and whoever else you think should be in the All-Star game. I voted for Dame Lillard a couple times, and then I was like, yeah, he's not having the greatest of seasons, but I got to stay loyal to my Weber State Wildcats here in Ogden. And go vote Lauri in. I know those Finland users, or those Finland listeners are spiking. They're catching the United States. And we've had another spike. I believe it's in Italy.
Don't vote in the guys that are going to bump Lauri out.
Don't vote in the guys that are going to bump Lauri out. It's tricky when you go and vote because they have those guys that are supposed to be in there, and you gotta scroll a little bit. It's like the NBA is telling you who they want you to vote for because they're at the top. Don't do it. Don't vote for LeBron. Don't do it. Don't vote for Anthony Davis. Don't
vote for any of the guys in the West that'll bump Lauri out.
Vote Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Bird. Vote him. And we'll catch you guys next time. Merry Christmas! A few days ago. See you guys.